Hello, my dears, and in today's video, I want to talk about being the creator of your own life and what it truly means because I feel like it's such a loud concept, but nobody really explains and goes into detail how to be the creator of your own life and what to do and how to go about your life now if you want to be the creator of it. So, the first one is taking responsibility for your life and leaving the victim mindset. This is a very big one because I feel like everybody keeps saying about creating your own life. I am the creator of my own life. I'm not in the victim mindset, but at the same time, they just keep complaining about things and they don't understand that they create those experiences. So, being the creator of your life means being aware that you are the creator of it. And everything that is in your life is your own creation and the creation of your brain, and mostly it's the creation of your subconscious mind, because yes, consciously you don't choose that cheater that came into your life. Yes, consciously you don't, but subconsciously you do, because that's what you have to learn and that's what you have to go through. And also the personal contracts and lessons of your soul also play a huge role into your in your life in general, because they also create a lot of other experiences. But first and foremost is being aware that you are not the victim. Like, you are really not. Because everything is ultimately the creation of your mind and your subconscious. So, let's say something bad happened to you. First way to go about it is to start blaming everything and everyone and thinking that you're the victim. Second, not blaming anyone but also not being happy about the situation. And third, not blaming anyone, not blaming yourself, definitely, and being grateful for the person and actually learning the lessons, understand the way the situation served you. Because, yes, there is also a way every situation serves us. For example, I can say that I'm a victim because my mother was very suppressing. My father wasn't actually present all that much. And I can say I'm a victim because also I was suppressed in school a lot. And oh no, I'm a victim. But at the same time, why did I create this experience for myself? Think about it. What did my soul want? And how did my soul feel comfortable about living when it had that experience in my life? Of course, because I'm suppressed. So if I'm suppressed, I don't have to do anything because I'm suppressed. So I don't have to leave my comfort zone because I'm so suppressed. I just have to stay like this in my own small world, in my own small box. And I don't have to do anything because I'm being suppressed. I'm the victim here, right? And there are many, many ways it actually served me to grow up in such a family, to have the childhood I had, because it's not despite the childhood I had, I have the life I live. It's thanks to my childhood and to everything that happened to me, I live the life I live. And this is what being the creator of your life truly means. When you understand that everything that happened in your life led you to this point where you can be the creator now, when you understand everything. Like, everything in your life just makes sense and the puzzle comes together and you understand even like those tiny details, why those things happen, why that person offended you, why XYZ happened to you. Like, everything starts making sense once you realize that it all was meant to bring you to the point you're at right now. So if you have that kind of outlook on your life, that you are the creator of your life, like, definitely. And also, being the creator means taking responsibility for your future, for your past, and for your present moment. You never blame people when you are in the position of the creator. Never. You only look into yourself. Even if I would be walking on the street and someone snatched away my phone and ran off with my phone, I'm not the victim here. I am the creator still. I created this experience for myself because I needed to learn something, and there's a way it served me. Maybe I was scared to do something on my phone. Like, for example, let's say I was scared to post online. Of course, it serves me to have my phone stolen so that I don't have to do anything online. Like, how is that not a way it serves you? And such subconscious fears, subconscious beliefs, programs, they create our entire lives. And that's why it's super important to work with your subconscious mind, go to therapy. So just definitely consider that. And another one, if you are the creator of your life, you take responsibility for, like, even for other people, like, for your life, you take responsibility. You never think that another person did something to you. whatever they did to you, you did to yourself. So if someone hurt you, you hurt yourself first, and now they hurt you, so that you would look into yourself again, and you would understand why they hurt you, because first you hurt yourself, kind of, in a way. So everything comes around, everything, and every person, every situation is just a mirror and nothing else. That's it. So taking responsibility for your life and leaving the victim mindset is super important. I don't even know how you can live in a victim mindset or think that you're a victim. Like, my mind is just not able to think that I'm a victim, or pity myself, or think that I'm I'm so that I'm so unhappy, and that I'm like I cannot even say this honestly. Like, my mind just doesn't understand how people can be the victims. Like, how can you even have a victim mindset? Like, you create everything in your life, everything, even those physical issues. Let's say, like, health issues. You are born with health issues, or you developed health issues later in life. So if you developed health issues later in life, it means that you didn't follow your true purpose, and you betrayed your soul, and you betrayed your true soul's desires at some period in your life. Because what is a disease or an illness? It's energy. So when we get some idea, for example, and energy comes into our body, and we're super excited, we're super happy to realize this idea, and we are supposed to go and get this idea done. But if we don't do that, or our parents, for example, they suppress us and they say, oh, you want to be a musician. That's so stupid. Like, you will just be the janitor if you want to go and be the musician at the end. And so your parents, for example, they keep suppressing you, and you had this inner drive, inner desire, ambition, but it got suppressed, and you were too afraid to follow it. And this energy that you initially got when you had this idea, it didn't go anywhere. Like, it didn't. It just stayed in your body, and because it wasn't released, it started getting spoiled, and it started going onto your physical level, into your physical body, into your cells, and it started taking its toll on your physical health. And that's why like, people have health issues, because you're just not listening to your heart and your soul. When you follow everything your soul tells you, your true desires, your heart, like, you wouldn't be sick, you wouldn't even have any illnesses, you wouldn't have as that kind of many problems in your life, because you just know that you are the creator of it all. So this is also very important one. If you were born with physical issues or health issues, this one is a bit deeper, and also there are ways it serves you. You have to look into that, why your soul chose such an experiences, and of course the lessons and what you can do with it and how to go about it. But ultimately, like, you're also not the victim here. It's important to understand, maybe your soul came to this lifetime and brought you so many issues, health issues, for example, when you were born, so that you would understand that you're still not the victim, and you can live with it, and you can still be the creator of your own life. Because also, the more evolved the soul is, the harder the experiences it will create for it to learn. So if you were born into a hard childhood, or have a family, like, emotionally, mentally, know that your soul is already pretty wise, and it chose this hard experience to learn and evolve even more. So yeah, the second one, I feel like, would be forgiven and let it go. Because if you want to be the creator of your own life, you cannot hold on to the past. The past is gone, and you have to be aware that the people that were in your life are gone. They're also the past, and you just have to forgive everyone. You cannot possibly move on and still hold grudges or hard feelings on your heart. Like, you just can't. You have to trust yourself, God, and understand why it happened to you. Be grateful and move on. Another one I feel like would be letting go of your past and understanding that your past doesn't define your future. It doesn't, only you do. No matter what happened in your past, the kind of person you were, the kind of other people that were in your life and the way they treated you, it all can stay in the past if you allow it to. you can just move on. Because if you still think about your past, or it keeps catching up with you every now and then, you have to work on it. Otherwise, it'll hold you back. Even on the energetical level, how it looks like, because I read auras, usually a person has kind of some threads, energetical threads attached to their back, and they cannot take a step forward because it keeps them back. It literally represents that a person thinks about their past, or they live in their own past. And it's important to just let it go and understand that even if you come from a bad family, bad childhood, if you didn't have a chance to study, if you were poor, no matter it is that happened, if you were living on the streets, yes, it happened, but it's not the end. It doesn't define your future. It doesn't mean that you are no one now. Yes, I feel like people think that a lot of people know about this, but at the same time, I've met so many people who come from not the best backgrounds, and they think that they're doomed now. They think that this is the end, that they are born to be some slaves of the system, and they cannot really get out because they think, oh, but I have no education. Like, what can I do? Like, because they didn't have a chance to have it. But you can still have the life you want, even if you didn't have your education. Like, it's all a program in your head that says, oh, I needed to have that, I need to do that, oh, I cannot have whatever it is that I want because my parents didn't treat me very well, and I'm not just worthy, and I'm guilty, and I'm like blah blah blah. It's all like literally everything is in your head. It doesn't exist outside. We don't create opportunities and abundance, we only create the limitations. The limitations are really in our mind. There are no limitations. There is only abundance. Limitations are in our head, like literally. So leaving your past behind and closing the door is very important. I know it is hard to close that door, so that's why also therapy may help you, or whatever way of working with yourself and your subconscious. But it's very important to just let go of your past. And if you still feel guilty about something, or still something triggers you about your past, or some person, some people, or the behavior of certain people. For example, I remember I would constantly face people in my life that tried to control me in some ways, and they tried to suppress me and put me like a mental prison, and try to make me feel that I was not enough. And I kept meeting such people up until I realized this, and I was like, this is just a loop. Like, I keep getting this person is the same, this person is the same. They just, they come in different periods of my life, but the pattern is the same. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna live like this. Let me close this. And I just set a very strong intention to not have such people in my life anymore. And I set a strong intention to build my personal boundaries. And I said, no. I remember I took a piece of paper and I wrote down the things that you can say to me, the way you can treat me, and the way you cannot, absolutely cannot. And if you do that, I'm like, I'm gone. I do that to you. But what happened after that is that I somehow rewired my brain, and I didn't meet such people anymore in my life, because once you start being aware of something, it disappears, especially if you work on it. So just being aware of your problems, working on them, and letting go can help you become the creator of your own life. And fourth one is, I feel like that would be to stop being motivated by your trauma, and letting go of the desire to revenge people or try to prove something to someone, especially if you were grown up in a household where you were told that you're not good enough, you're nothing, you will never amount to anything, and then you grow up and you want to prove everyone wrong, and you just work and you work and you work, and then you achieve things, but it's never enough. You always think that you're not good enough. It's not what you initially wanted. And if you live like that, it's not about being the creator of your life. It's a loop. You just want to prove something to someone because you have a traumatized ego. So you have to be aware of that. Never want to prove anything to anyone. Like, you don't have to. You don't have to revenge people. You have to accept people as they were, as they treated you. Learn your lessons and move on. I know it's hard, like it's easier said than done, and the fifth one, and the most important one, and I would love to close my video off with this one, is that the creators are aware that their single action carries a consequence. Because no matter what you do, no matter what you say, like everything has a consequence, whether it's good or positive, everything. And everything that comes in your life later is the consequence of what you did before. So, for example, let's say some negative situation happens to you tomorrow. You drive a car, and then another person crashes into you, and now you have to repair your car, and it costs a lot of money, and you're like, why? But first, it will be your karma, because maybe yesterday you did something bad to someone, or you said something to someone, or you hurt a person unintentionally, but still you did, and it created an energy that has to come back to you, like in a negative way. So everything is very energetical on this planet Earth. So no matter what you do, no matter what you say, like it comes back, and usually it comes back 3x or 10x, depends on the severity of what you did, or on how good what you did was. So it's very important to understand that everything in your life, like everything, like every single situation, every single person, it's just the consequence of your past, of your subconscious creation, and the creation of your soul. And there is no point to blame people, or to think that people are so bad and I'm the poor victim and everybody keeps treating me like that, and like there is no point to do that. You create your own life, like only you, and like in your mind, in your brain, your subconscious. So it's important to understand that, and just being a very good person, like just be unconditionally nice towards yourself, towards other people. That always comes back, like it always does. And of course, you shouldn't do something and then expect that something good will happen to you. No, you just do it unconditionally, and you don't expect anything back. And that's how you can work on the good karma, and you can get more good things in your life. So just be aware that every your action carries a consequence, no matter it is that you do. So I think that would be it for now. I hope you liked it, and you can always follow me on TikTok, because I post there every single day, and on YouTube I appear a bit more on and off. So ciao.